Oi, oi, oi. Do you know who I am? Sit back, relax, and enjoy my 10 Colombian hacks. Tricks of the trade, bruh. Number one, ATM hack. I was completely gobsmacked when I came across this pretty much hack. And I've even had this experience. However, I didn't think nothing of it. Like accidentally going on the cancel option. You may ask yourself, what the hell is this bloke on about? Well, basically, when you visit an ATM in Colombia, being Bank of Colombia, La Vivienda, Bank of Bogota, etc., put in your PIN code, you put in the amount you want, and you're going to be prompted with a message informing you that you're actually going to be charged a transaction fee, being something like 25,000 pesos. So this hack goes by you actually going through the last option by pressing accept, by being charged, and then you're going to be prompted with a message breaking down the fees, the transaction fees. So instead of pressing accept, you actually press cancel, and when you press cancel, you won't be charged a transaction fee. That's correct. Your money will still come out, but you won't be charged for the transaction fee. So instead, when you're being prompted with the breakdown of the fees, don't press accept, pay cancel, and you won't be charged. Surprise, surprise. Number two, the menu hack. When you visit Colombia or possibly other parts of the world, you're going to be greeted by two menus, either an English menu or the local menu. In Colombia, you get greeted by the Spanish menu. And guess which menu is cheaper? Yep, you guessed it. Surprise, surprise, the Spanish menu. And sometimes a lot cheaper. They tend to charge considerably a bit more for the English menu. I mean, I had my mate, Spanish Colombian pizza, he told me this tip. And I was like, really? Seriously? It's not until I found myself in an establishment and I skimmed past the Spanish menu and then I asked for the English menu and then I realized, whoa, these prices are completely different. So there you go. Always ask for the Spanish menu unless you're prepared to go that step further and pay a little bit more. But there you go.
The girls called the waiter. He was serving the girls, but I called the guy. I didn't know he was serving the girls, and he literally just left the girls and came to me. And I was like, "Oh, bro, like go to them." And he's like, "Nah, it's alright. I'm here to serve you." And I'm like, "Oh, flip sake." And the girls were just like laughing a little bit. Like, they're probably used to it as well. But yeah, a little foreign privilege there.
Number three, the tip hack. So usually in Colombia, you go out, you have a jolly good time, and then the receipt comes and you pay off whatever and you go about your way. Unfortunately, even though they're supposed to ask you if you want to pay for a tip, some establishments include a tip already on the receipt. What they're supposed to do is inform you of this and give you the option to either pay for it or have the tip removed from the receipt. Unfortunately, some fail to mention that the tip's included in the receipt, and just want to make you aware, especially if you want to save a bit of dosh, a bit of cash, greenery, you can actually decline this. Feel no pressure to say sorry, I don't want to wish to pay for the tip, or you can decline the pay for that tip made out of a percentage and pay your own tip, your own amount. There you go. Number four, local currency hack. Surprise, surprise, surprise. In Colombia, it's far more cheaper and economical to pay with the local currency. So when you're trying to pay with an Airbnb or an hotel or a bill or whatever, and they ask you and give you the option to either pay with card, whereas you can pay with local currency, pesos, or in dollars or pounds or whatever, always pay in your local currency, being Colombian pesos. The exchange rate is just better. It's just always better and cheaper to pay in the local currency. It's just this, bro. I don't know how, and it's not just Colombia. Happen in Thailand, happen in Croatia, happen everywhere. always cheaper to pay in a local currency than it is to pay in the currency of your home country. Number 5, airport VAT hack. Yep, I mean, this ain't necessarily a hack, but more of a useful tip. When you visit these lovely countries and you have fun, going all out, you know, spring break, mother effer, all of this malarkey, always keep your receipt because you can cash them in at the airport. Yep. So every item that you pay VAT towards, keep it up. Keep it up. All them taxes, keep them up. Because you can always exchange them at the airport. You know, I always see Chinese tourists on the ball with this. Number 6, extra luggage hack. I wasn't really going to include this hack, but I thought, you know what the heck. So pretty much, get a carrier bag or a plastic string bag, place the items you wish to carry with you, extra stuff, and just go through security. And when you go through security, go to a store, ask to purchase their bag. So pretty much you want the when you're about to board the plane, you want them to think you purchased items while you're in transit, but it's actually the stuff that you snuck in. Number 7, price hack. This hack's pretty much self-explanatory. You wanna go to hotels or Airbnbs and just try and negotiate a price. There's always room for negotiation, especially when paying in cash. Yes, you're gonna get quoted various figures online, on websites, etc. But when you go there, face to face, in person, maybe you can even throw in a deal, i.e., allow me to stay in this hotel for X amount of days and get me this price, or get me a cheaper rate, etc. And you'd be surprised how flexible they are to reciprocate. So there's always room for negotiation, not just when you're trying to book your accommodations, but anything, you know, stores, marketplaces, etc. Even the well-established stores, you'd be surprised how much the price can go down if you even throw in a deal, a good package, or even if you suggest that you're paying cash. I mean, don't know about you blokes, but out here in the UK, we're always fond and always keen to avoid paying any sort of tax, especially the value-added tax. Number 8, passport fine hack. So, there's this corrupt police that you might encounter in Colombia. Dodgy police officers. And what they do is they try and shake you down for any bizarre reason. So what tends to happen is usually they'll ask for your passport and then they'll try and confiscate it, and then they'll try and throw you with crazy fines and all sorts. You know, so in order to avoid this, you pretty much need to know the truth. And what I've been told, I mean, this is 2021, I've been told that they can't actually they can't actually put fines or enforce fines on foreigners. So they're gonna say, oh, we're gonna do this and we're gonna that. Just tell them to, okay, write me up a fine. So the best way to avoid it is don't walk around with your passport. Just walk around with a photocopy, and if you insist on walking around with your passport and they do happen to take your passport away from you and try and write you up a fine, say, okay, get me the fine and I'll pay it off. Number 9, visa renewal hack. This isn't really a hack, but it's a great piece of information that a lot of people aren't too familiar with. When you visit Colombia, typically you're given 3 months. That's your tourist visa. And usually people feel that they have to depart Colombia, go somewhere, i.e. Panama, and come back in order to renew their Colombian visa. Not really. You can actually renew it one time online, where you can get another 3-month extension for something like $30 to $40, something small like that. And it costs you can save a lot of costs than to leaving the country and trying to re-enter. I'm going to try and include this link to the site in the description. Number 10, Spanish hack. I mean, go to Latin America, everyone's pretty much speaking a foreign language, Spanish. You need to speak the language. I mean, you don't need to, but you need to, if you know what I mean. It just makes things a lot easier. You can communicate with the people, the beautiful women, the onlookers, everything just gets better and better and better. Like, it just, speaking the local language just enhances your travel experience. I mean, you can have a great time visiting Colombia with zero Spanish, Duolingos, Google Translate, etc. But speaking the language just makes your trip a whole lot better. So this is probably the best advice I can give to someone, even if you only learn a little bit. But always try and learn the local language. You just have a better time. Everything is just 10x, like Grant Cardone. It's just, a lot better. I mean, look, go ahead, just, bro, just learn the bloody language, man. You will just have a rocket of a good time. Honestly, look at that, just giggling, it's just not awkward, And it's great when I speak Spanish and I'm out and about and I just look at a poor bloke and he's there with his Google Translate speaking through and then passing it on to the girl and speaking a local language, it enhances your experience. You don't have to go to the cheesy tourist trap places. You can actually go to the local places. The locals will treat you better and are a bit warmer to you. And they will just treat you like you're one of them. You're one of the gang. You're a part of the team. And it's just, especially if you're trying to seek a woman that you can perhaps be a wife, or you want to try and integrate with her culture and tradition, and communicate with her family. Just so, no comparison. It's just so much better. So yeah, travel shortcuts. Those were my 10 Colombian hacks. A must. And yeah, feel free to add your hacks or tips down below in the comment section. Contribute towards the discussion, and don't forget to live to live, not live to survive. Travel shortcuts.
Tú sabes ahí. Oh.
Piña colada, alcohol